ever. Let's go! It's when anything can happen, even to you. Next Tuesday, you never know where he'll go to make it the best time ever.
Okay, Jesse, do you agree to say everything we tell you to say?
Oh my God, okay.
Lay down on the floor and say, you complete me.
You complete me.
Best Time Ever with Neil Patrick Harris premieres next Tuesday on NBC. On an all-new Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Richard Gere drops by. NBC Tonight.
Your one news source. This is News Center 1.
Good evening, I'm Shad Olson. This is News Center 1 at 10. The end of the Labor Day holiday signaling the unofficial end of summer. People getting back to work today, and that means Congress is as well. Lawmakers returning to Capitol Hill today after their month-long summer recess, and a number of critical issues will demand their immediate attention. For one, the threat of another government shutdown looming. The government runs out of money September 30th, and the approximately $500 million the government provides to Planned Parenthood, also a bipartisan dispute that will have to be resolved. Congress must also vote this month on whether to approve or reject the controversial Iran nuclear agreement.
We've done everything possible to make sure that if Iran cheats, we'll know quickly and we'll act immediately and with the international community behind us. That makes us safer. That makes Israel safer. That makes the world safer. That's what nuclear experts around the world know, what diplomats know, and what the overwhelming majority of my caucus knows. That's why this agreement will stand.
But not everyone is happy about the plan, and the Republican-controlled Congress is likely to pass motions disapproving that deal. President Obama appears to have enough Democratic votes to veto that move that would uphold the agreement. Congress will also be busy preparing for history to be made later this month when Pope Francis travels to Capitol Hill. Trouble on the terminal tonight. 2 people suffering minor injuries after a plane at Las Vegas's McCarran International Airport catches fire. According to an FAA spokesperson, the left engine of the British Airways flight catching fire during takeoff. All passengers were safely evacuated from the London-bound plane using emergency slides and were bused to the terminal. 159 passengers and 13 crew members were on board. The FAA said the 2 inspectors are on the scene, and while the exact cause has not been determined, all signs point to a possible engine failure. In Baltimore, meanwhile, it's an issue of police brutality that sparked protests across the country. The family of Freddie Gray, who died in April while in police custody, today agreeing to a proposed settlement with Baltimore city leaders to the tune of $6.4 million. That agreement coming 1 week after a judge determining the 6 Baltimore city officers indicted in Gray's death should be given separate trials. That sparked additional protests in the city.
My name is Richard. I'm one of Freddie's 2 fathers.
The family of Freddie Gray has reached a tentative $6.4 million wrongful death settlement with Baltimore City.
My wrist!
Gray was critically injured April 12th while being transported in a police wagon. He died a week later. According to the city state's attorney, the medical examiner ruled the death a homicide. 6 city officers are charged in connection with the death.
Liability and culpability is not an issue.
Civil rights attorney A. Dwight Pettit applauds the settlement, calling it the right thing to do.
If Baltimore City had to spend real money and real time, they will very quickly resolve this police brutality issue.
The settlement still needs the approval of the board that oversees city spending. The panel will consider paying $2.8 million to Gray's family this fiscal year and $3.6 million in July 2016. The settlement will resolve all claims against city personnel and institutions who might be deemed responsible for the death of Mr. Gray.
No comment.
In a prepared statement provided by our press office, the mayor said this should not be interpreted as a judgment on the guilt or innocence of the officers facing trial. This settlement is being proposed solely because it is in the best interest of the city and avoids costly and protracted litigation that would only make it more difficult for our city to heal and potentially cost taxpayers many millions more in damages. Since the state set a cap on settlements, the civil case would have been tried in federal court as a constitutional violation which has no caps. The proposal does not resolve any factual disputes in the criminal case, and Pettit does not believe the settlement will influence a jury.
As they select jurors to get any indication of any bias that might have been stimulated as a result of the civil settlement.
In addition to the financial payout, the proposal also requires Baltimore City police officers to wear body cameras. That's something that's also part of a bill Governor Larry Hogan signed during the month of May. Dozens gathering today in Kentucky to celebrate the release of Kim Davis, the county clerk jailed last week after refusing to grant marriage licenses to same-sex couples. Davis was released after 5 days behind bars. The federal judge who ordered her jailed after finding her in contempt, lifting his order today. He says he's satisfied that her deputies are issuing licenses to same-sex couples in Rowan County, but also warned Davis not to interfere. Davis' lawyer says the licenses issued by her deputies in her absence are not valid.
We were able to find out there was one tenant that is actually being displaced from his home, so we were able to meet with him. He lost everything that he had, so we're working with him. And then obviously not the right video clip. Our apologies for the technical difficulties tonight. We'll try to bring you that in the context of the proper story in just a few moments. A spokesperson, getting back to Kim Davis's plight today, a spokesperson for Kentucky's Attorney General says that that office believes those licenses are indeed valid. It is billed as the world's largest biker bar, but an overnight fire may have stripped the bar of that title. Crews from the Sturgis Volunteer Fire Department responding to the Full Throttle Saloon about 12:30 this morning. Finding heavy smoke coming from that building. A total of 6 fire departments converging on the scene, including Fort Meade, Whitewood, Newell, Vale, and Piedmont, as flames ripped through the building. Volunteers with the American Red Cross also responding to the scene to provide assistance to one individual who has been displaced. We were able to find out there was one tenant that is actually being displaced from his home, so we were able to meet with him. He lost everything that he had, so we're working with him. We're going to get him some food, some clothing, and we're going to work with him to get a place to stay. He may have a place to stay already, but we're going to provide him some shelter if he needs some assistance, and then help him start through the recovery process of replacing driver's license, all those kinds of things that he lost during a fire. And if you are a frequent patron at the saloon, you know that there was another tenant who roamed the grounds there as well, Emmett the donkey. Emmett has been a member of the Full Throttle family for 6 years and was found safe and sound about 6 o'clock this morning.
He's at the back of the property eating. So he is somewhat recovered from the trauma, but mainly he doesn't like the fire trucks at all. They're too loud and too noisy. We didn't care to come across the back corner of the property because it smells really bad. And the Sturgis Fire Department remained on scene throughout a portion of the day today to continue mop-up operations. The State Fire Marshal's office also on the scene conducting an investigation into the possible cause of that fire. Rapid City firefighters tackling yet another blaze on M Hill. Crews being sent to that scene about noon today. The flames burning about half an acre before being contained. There were no reports of injuries, and investigators say they're trying to isolate the cause of this latest fire. As you'll remember, just last week there was another fire reported on M Hill near Founders Drive. That also burned about a half an acre before firefighters arrived on the scene. The Rapid City Fire Department wants to remind parents to talk to their kids about fire danger and staying safe in the great outdoors. A suspect in a stolen vehicle keeping Rapid City Police busy last night. That happened just after 9 last night as an officer on an unrelated traffic stop saw a dark-colored van speed along North Maple Avenue running a stop sign. The van then careened over the sidewalk, through the grass, over a steep embankment, and came to rest on the other side of the railroad tracks that run parallel to East North Street. The person in that van has yet to be identified, but did have to be extricated from the vehicle following the crash. Upon further investigation, police found that the vehicle was stolen by the male suspect after he assaulted another man. Police are continuing to investigate that incident. And here's a look at today's markets on Wall Street. And as we come back from the prolonged and lengthened holiday weekend, some much needed wind in the sales of the major indexes today. The Dow rebounding nicely, up 390 points, up to 16,493 on the close. NASDAQ Composite rising 128 to 4,812. S&P up 48 to 1969. Gold down 70 cents to $1,120.70 on this day of trade. Chief Meteorologist Bob Brigio joining us.
Yeah, another great day.
How's your Apple stock, Bob? We haven't talked about that in some time. Well, you've been riding the ups and downs.
I've been riding them. That's the only way I'm going to go.
Yep.
I've got to do that.
You're a buy and hold guy, huh?
I just
You're
cannot.
a buy and holder, are you?
I'm a buy and holder.
Yep.
And you know, and Apple's one of the blue chips, way up there. So
yep.
it's all going to come out in the wash on the positive side. I'm quite sure.
Got to hope about that. Same thing with temperatures, I guess, as we move through the week. We get warmer or cooler as we go through.
We're going to be getting normal, closer to normal. You know, our temperature's been well above normal. Now they're much closer to a normal. And as the sun, we lose the angle of the sun now that we're heading into the late summer months and fall months, trees are beginning to change.
Absolutely.
Trees are beginning to change, and we have a video up there of Spearfish Canyon. We want to thank Jerry Boyer for this. He's going to keep an eye on Spearfish Canyon for all of us, and he's going to let us know when the colors reach their peak. Right now, a bunch of limes, as you can see, limes, and a little bit of yellow there as well, 20% change. And last week in September, first week in October, that's when we expect Spearfish Canyon to reach its peak color. So you want to make plans. You want to plan the last week in September.
You see a little bit of it right there. That's one of the most interesting stages. Looks like somebody took a bucket of neon green paint, just splashed it on the hillside.
I mean, that's gorgeous right then and there. Just head on up there right now.
Yep. And we'll watch it as it goes along. Our thanks to Jerry for his help with the photographs. More details coming up in Bob's forecast in just a bit. We're back with more news after the break, right here on News Center 1 at 10.
This is News Center 1 with Shad Olson. Sports with Justin Wickersham. And weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Riggio.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
We got the new Temperflex, and it's got the spring and bounce of a traditional mattress.
You sink into it, but you can still move around.
And now that I have a Temperflex, I can finally get a good night's sleep.
I flop down on the bed, and it's just like, oh, this is perfect.
I can sleep now through the night.
Change your sleep. Change your life. Change to Tempur-Pedic.
Better tomorrows start tonight at Denver Mattress, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer. Come in and get fitted for your new Tempur-Pedic today.
We invite you to rethink eye care to focus on prevention through specialty care. Vision Source Specialists, the top choice in Black Hills Eye Care, has over 52 years combined experience. We take the time to provide education that empowers you. We specialize in vision correction and the diagnosis and treatment of eye diseases like glaucoma, macular degeneration, diabetes, and dry eyes, offering comprehensive eye exams to all ages. With us, you will always get compassionate care.
Our children are so precious. Let's keep them safe every moment.
Using safe sleep guidelines can make all the difference. Babies sleep best on their backs, in a safe crib, alone. No bumper pads, toys, pillows, or blankets whenever and wherever baby sleeps. Every sleep time counts. Learn more for baby's sake.
What makes Liberty Superstores a dealership for the people? People with more insight, more options, more respect, more heart. We eagerly serve the frustrated, the hardworking, the people. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car, and that's what makes us for the people. Liberty Superstores.
The long Labor Day weekend is typically a hotbed of activity for local law enforcement agencies, but the Pennington County Sheriff's Office says it was a relatively quiet holiday for them, despite the fact that multiple agencies stepped up their enforcement. Driving under the influence numbers are shaping up to be low for the weekend. The office does not have the official DUI totals yet, but the organization says they had no reported fatalities. And the Sheriff's Office hopes that means that more people are getting the message, don't drink and drive.
We also do extra enforcement during Labor Day. We did work 20 hours of DUI enforcement and made a few arrests during that. But I think maybe the message is getting out because, like I said before, it wasn't extremely high this year. So that is a good sign.
The South Dakota Highway Patrol also stepping up their presence over the weekend to watch out on area roads. South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley is talking about the importance of alcohol policies as well. Jackley will deliver the keynote address at the 8th Annual Alcohol Law and Policy Conference. That's happening this Friday in Chicago. The conference will focus on a better understanding of the role that state attorneys general play in policy debates about alcohol Jacque says that he wants to highlight the success of South Dakota's 24/7 sobriety program to cost-effectively address addiction and the strong role of working with law enforcement to safeguard against alcohol abuse. Local schools are facing tough times, but the Downtown Lions Club is hoping they can lend a hand. The organization is hosting its first invitational golf tournament at Hart Ranch next Friday. That in order to help contribute to area schools. Each team taking part in the tournament is made up of 4 players. At least one of those golfers must be affiliated with the Black Hills Area Service Club. The money raised will support several new student scholarships for Central, Stevens, and the Rapid City High School.
Important for the reason of the supporting things that we already support. We already give $1,000 to young leaders. We'd like to have it to be $3,000 with our. It's a really good program. The Early Start program is the same thing. We give $1,000 to that now. We want to build on that.
And schools are not the only winners. The team that wins the tournament will see prize money go toward their service club of choice as well. As we return to the workday grind, we're seeing cooler temperatures than we did last week, and that trend is looking to continue throughout the week as well. Your full forecast coming up after the break with meteorologist Bob Briggio, right here on News Center 1 at 10.
At Moore Faust Injury Law Group, we know money's tight after an accident. That's why your first call to us is free. Your first consultation, free. Stuck at home or in the hospital, we'll come to you for free. What do you have to lose? Call Moore Faust Injury Law Group.
As your journey takes you on Highway 16, make sure to visit these great places.
The Christmas Village is a true Christmas store with a whole lot more. We even carry the area's largest selection of licensed NFL and MLB ornaments and collectibles. At Independence Hall, home of the Founding Fathers exhibit, you can experience the Declaration of Independence and meet the 56 men who pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to give America its freedom.
Thank you for making Highway 16 a stop on your vacation or getaway excursion.
Now, I don't know anything about ads. The trees, perennials, landscaping, I'm your guy. But Mid-Continent Business Solutions made it happen. My rep learned about my company, then her team came up with what to say. Midco's crew who shot the commercial knocked it out of the park. We even won an award. For a guy who doesn't know advertising, I've got a great commercial.
Affordable, award-winning TV ad production by Mid-Continent Business Solutions. See our work at midcontinent.biz.
As your neighborhood changes with the seasons, so do your driving needs. In a new Ford with intelligent all-wheel drive, the possibilities are endless. Suddenly, rush hour doesn't seem so bad. Getting your hands dirty is no big deal. And you get the gym all to yourself. When you have a Ford with intelligent all-wheel drive and great gas mileage, your neighborhood gets a whole lot bigger. Expand your neighborhood in a new 2016 Ford Fusion with intelligent all-wheel drive for just $199 a month. Visit your local Ford store today.
Papa Murphy's pizzas are hot because you bake all those fresh pizza ingredients in your own oven. And you can taste the difference. When it cools a little, of course. Fill your table with an almost too hot Papa's Perfect Pizza. The best combination of half premium pepperoni, half Hawaiian. Just $9 for a large. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
We were rear-ended and felt a jar go through the back of my back. Called Bob Moore and Dean Faust. They were very patient with me. I would definitely recommend them in a heartbeat.
Call us at Moore Faust Injury Law Group. Get more.
This weather brought to you by Black Hills Power.
This is News Center 1. Weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Briggio.
Let me start off by saying tomorrow's going to be another nice day. Maybe a little bit warmer than today, maybe a few more clouds. All in all, it's going to be just as nice, though, as what we had today. Look at here, 77 was our high. That's pretty close to a normal. 48 the low, again, very close to a normal. Sun will be coming up tomorrow, 6:23. We should be able to see it, 7:16 sun sets. And currently outside we have clear skies, 54 out at the airport. Winds are out of the west at 9. Wind gust today of 22 miles an hour. We don't expect the winds to be much of a problem tomorrow either. 54 over there in Spearfish, clear skies. Winds are out of the northeast at 7, so no gusts to report over in beautiful downtown Spearfish. High temperatures, temperatures warm and muggy, generally, just east of the Mississippi, I would say. 91 Pittsburgh, 93 Louisville, 89 Raleigh. Cooler temperatures up in the northern plains, back to the west. Look at here, over there in Billings, 80 degrees, 76 in Fargo, 78 in Minneapolis. Still hot down over the desert southwest, 105 over in Phoenix. Right here, this is where the cold front is. You can see the front is triggering some showers, a low pressure area there. You can see the counterclockwise circulation. The front reaches back to the southwest, and that's triggering some showers, even some thunderstorms. Anything to the east of that, this is where all the warm, muggy air is at the present time. And then back to the west in the cooler air, that's where we live. Temperature is very, very comfortable. As a matter of fact, as we already seen, temperatures rather comfortable throughout the Rockies, even back to the west. And we can thank this area of high pressure for that. Not only comfortable temperatures, but clear skies. We stop it tomorrow, 2 p.m. And that front will continue to work its way slowly to the east. Still some muggy conditions all up and down the eastern tier of states. And as far as the Midwest is concerned, again, we'll have this high pressure. The Plain States is high pressure. Another great day tomorrow. As I said, maybe a few more clouds. Maybe a few more clouds with us as this weak cool front pushes in. And then on Thursday, it's going to cool us off just slightly. Not too terribly bad, but just slightly on Thursday. And the cooler air will be further off to the east, a little closer to this area of low pressure as that wraparound winds bring in some cooler temperatures out of Canada. All right, a closer look at this. We'll say this all again, but we'll focus in on South Dakota. All right, here we go. This is tomorrow. As I said, maybe a few more clouds for us, but we'll have mostly cloudy, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures on the warm side because the front's still to our north. Temperatures around 80 degrees tomorrow. Here comes this weak cold front just trying to work its way through the Black Hills. It probably won't make it, but it'll cool us down. Certainly we'll have a little more clouds on Thursday than what we have tomorrow, and that'll help cool things down again, a little closer to a normal. The colder air will be further to the east over East River, closer to that area of low pressure. And we'll demonstrate that by looking at the temperatures. Here are the high temperatures all across South Dakota, generally in the 70s, everywhere. 70s, a beautiful day. Not only the Black Hills, but you name it, in South Dakota, they had a great day today. And then tomorrow we'll warm it up a little bit, lower 80s around the Black Hills, a little cooler in the higher elevations, temperatures in the middle to upper 70s out east. And then on Thursday, as I said, the cooler air will be located over East River. You can see high temperatures in the middle to upper 60s now over in East River, and our temperatures will cool off slightly. 60s up in the Black Hills, generally in the middle 70s down in the prairies. Here's the forecast for the Black Hills for tomorrow. 76 Spearfish, 75 Custer, 83 Pine Ridge, mostly cloudy, partly cloudy skies, 78 Sturgis, Belle-Fourche the same. Hot Springs, 82 degrees. The forecast for this evening, the overnight low, 49, a little bit chilly, rather comfortable though. Plenty of stars overhead. We're expecting the skies to be clear. 80 degrees tomorrow, mostly sunny, slightly warmer than today, 77 today, 80 tomorrow, so about 3 degrees warmer. And then tomorrow evening, a little bit warmer than what we expect tonight, 52. We'll have a few clouds tomorrow evening, but all in all, should be a quiet evening. 7-day forecast, let's see, on Thursday, 74, 72 Friday. A little bit cooler, then we warm it back up Saturday and Sunday, 88 on Sunday, and upper 70s, lower 80s Monday, Tuesday. Plenty of sunshine, though, for the next 7 days. Looks rather dry. ClickBigDeals.com, get $25. For $12, you purchase the coupon at Click Big Deals for $12, and you take it to Cole, downtown Rapid City. That's that fairly new restaurant down there, and you can purchase $25 worth of delicious, absolutely delicious food or your favorite beverage.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Still to come, a busy night in high school soccer, including Stevenson Central, who squared off in a boys and girls crosstown doubleheader. Justin has scores and highlights coming up next in sports.
$5 off your choice of hand-trimmed, juicy sirloin, perfectly marbled ribeye. Our finest filet mignon steaks all day, every Sunday. Come in and try the best steak in the hills for $5 off. Shooter's Woodfire Grill, 2424 West Main, Rapid City.
Do you have a hard time with decisions? Is your favorite color all the colors mixed together? When you take multiple choice tests, do you just fill in all the above for every answer? Because who even really knows? Then Arby's new sliders are for you. 5 fun sandwiches for $1.29 each. Arby's, we have the meats.
I love working here because everybody here is pretty much like family. The staff is amazing. No, I don't have any family here, but they all feel like my grandparents. I learn about their history, their family life. I love to look at all their photo albums they bring out and show me. I feel at home here.
Now, while Mom resides here at Somerset, I have had such tremendous interaction with the staff. They answer all my questions directly, find the answers that I need, and I never have to worry. Somerset is Maryland's home.
Your everyday banking should never interfere with your everyday life. Bank West puts you in control of your money, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed.
Handmade fresh Florentine flatbread with fresh spinach, homemade bruschetta, and creamy artichoke sauce. Or Italia with rich homemade red sauce, fresh roasted red peppers, sausage, pastrami, and pepperoni. A half flatbread with your choice of fresh garden salad or fresh daily soup. Taste the difference at Shooter's Woodfire Grill, Rapid City.
This is News Center 1, Sports with Justin Wickersham.
Well, we've reached the halfway point of the girls' soccer season, and Rapid City Stevens is sitting in first place in Class AA. After victories over Aberdeen Central and Pierre this past weekend, the Raiders improved to 5-0-1 on the season. Tonight, the Raiders squared off against their arch rivals, Rapid City Central, the first of 2 meetings on the season. We'll pick up the action in the first half with Central in the lead. Riley Norris lofts it into the box off the corner kick for Stevens. Hannah Spielman with the header to Kylie Claiborne, who deflects it into the net, and that tied it up at 1 apiece. The Raiders strike again, this time Mallory Schoenhardt passes it over to Gabby DeMars, who redirects the ball into the far corner with the headshot. Stevens with its first lead of the match with 14:04 left in the first half. Later on now, Central's Megan Cohane floats a free kick from 22 yards out and roofs the Stevens keeper. What a kick there. That tied it up at 2 apiece, but Stevens adds 2 more goals in the second half and goes on to beat Central tonight by a final score of 4-2. Also this evening in girls soccer, St. Thomas More improved to 7-0 on the year with a win over Sturgis 6-0, and Spearfish topped Bellefouche by a final score of 1-0. Meanwhile, in boys soccer, Rapid City Stevens outlasted Rapid City Central 4-1 is your final score, plus Brookings downed Huron by the same score of 4-1. And Spearfish rolled over Bellefouche 5-2 and picked up their 8th straight victory. Well, the Rapid City Stevens golf team entered the season with only 1 senior and 1 junior on the roster. So the Raiders have had to rely on several sophomores to help carry the load, and so far, it's paid off. The Raiders have won 3 tournaments this season, including the Sturgis Invite, the Pierre Invitational, and the Rapid City Quadrangular. Today, Stevens was back on the course competing against 4 other local teams, that is. First up, Taylor Schultz of Rapid City Stevens hitting his long approach on the par 5 6th hole, sticking this one on the green about 6 feet below the hole, leaving him a great chance for an eagle 3. But unfortunately, though, his putt slides below the hole, leaving him an easy tap-in for birdie. Now to Chase Paulo of Hot Springs, putting off the fringe here, showing great line, however, not enough speed to get it to the hole. Paulo would tap this one in for par. Moving on to Matt King, now a sophomore at Rapid City Central, sinking this short putt for a bogey. And finally, Nathan Mardian of Douglas struggled on the 6th hole, missing this putt for bogey. And now here's a look at the final results. Overall, Rapid City Stevens captured the team title today with a score of 162. The Raiders finished 16 strokes ahead of Hot Springs. Nick Lust of St. Thomas More was the medalist after carding a 37. Also in boys golf today, Spearfish captured their own triangular today. The Spartans finished with 171, followed by Lee Deadwood at 177 and Sturgis at 188. Cameron Enright of Lee Deadwood was the medalist with a 39. Shifting gears to girls tennis, where Rapid City Central split with Pierre and Aberdeen Roncalli today. The Cobblers lost to the Lady Govs 5-4, but then beat Aberdeen Roncalli 8-1. Moving on to high school volleyball now, Custer knocked off Sturgis in 4 sets. The Wildcats are now 7-2 on the season. Also, Hot Springs hands St. Thomas More its 3rd straight loss, 3-1. In other action, Douglas picked up its first victory of the season with a win over Red Cloud, 3-1. Plus, Rapid City Christian defeated Ulrichs tonight in straight sets. And that's a look at sports. We'll be right back in a moment.
I believe in not just doing it yourself, but doing it right.
I believe in paint and primer in one.
And coverage that covers.
I believe a smooth, durable finish isn't a luxury. It's a promise.
I believe nobody can paint this room better than me.
Which is why I believe.
I believe.
I believe in Pittsburgh Paints.
Don't just do it yourself, do it right. Pittsburgh Paints Grand Distinction. The best paint you'll ever buy or your money back. Guaranteed. Exclusively at Menards.
Ram has the best towing, the best torque, the best payload, or the best fuel economy.
Baby, let's ride, chase a little sunset.
So your summer can be one wild ride.
Baby, let's ride.
Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0% APR for 72 months. Get 0% APR plus 4,000 total bonus cash on Ram 1500 Bighorn or Laramie Crew Cab models in stock the longest.
Saturday, September 12th at O'Hara Stadium. Don't miss the Black Hills Brawl. Battle for the Homestake Trophy presented by Nucor. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. as South Dakota Mines plays host to Black Hills State in the 130th meeting of this historic rivalry. Discounted advance tickets are available right now by calling the Hard Rocker ticket office at 394-2351. It's the Division II National Game of the Week, Saturday, September 12th at 6 p.m. at O'Hara Stadium as the Hard Rockers take on the Yellow Jackets.
Out here, 9 to 5 is actually 5 to 9. The dependable, ready-to-ride line of utility vehicles from Honda. Built to work.
Let us work for you at Outdoor Motorsports, Exit 14, Spearfish.
The city of Spearfish getting a distinct honor tomorrow, being named Capital for a Day in South Dakota. The Spearfish Area Chamber of Commerce, the city of Spearfish, and Black Hills State University all proud to be welcoming South Dakota Governor Dennis Daugaard and his staff to the city. The governor will spend the day touring many hot spots in the city, including the expansions and developments of Spearfish, a downtown walk, a roundtable meeting, and a community social. Mayor Dana Bohnke says that Spearfish is honored to be able to host the governor and his team, and that they are looking forward to showcasing the strengths of the city and its hardworking people. That's a good program that they have. Get out there and into the hinterland, and even some of the smaller towns. And we've seen some of the cities that, and I had one on the tip of my brain and I lost it. But even some of the smaller towns getting that distinction. That's a neat thing. That's a big deal for those people too. So
Bottle.
Not a bad deal.
If the governor's listening to me, go up to Bottle. I don't think he's been to Bottle. I spent a summer up there.
How about Nemo? Nemo could be capital.
Nemo. I don't know who's smaller. I think Nemo's a little smaller than Bottle.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble, Bob, but if Bob was ever elected governor of South Dakota, you can bet that Nemo would be the very first capital for a day. Wouldn't that be true?
Yeah.
You love
I was just talking to Troy from Nemo and asked about how's the fishing up there, you know, and he says it's pretty good. Box Elder Creek kind of runs right.
They don't make spots any more beautiful than that up there in the Black Hills. So.
All right, look at the 7-day. A little warmer than today, 80, 74 on Thursday, lower 70s on Friday. It's going to be dry right on through the weekend.
And that'll do it for us right here at 10 o'clock. For everybody here on the News Center 1 team, thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Success in business is about growing your bottom line. Now, there are two ways you can do this: increase revenue and decrease spending. This is where we come in. At A&B Business Solutions, our managed print services will optimize your print environment, reducing your total printing costs while improving workflow. Managed print services will impact your bottom line. MPS, it's just another solution from A&B, the company that helps you solve, simplify, and save.
Stop in and see our selection of Schultz homes at Lichty Homes in Blackhawk. See why Lichty Homes is recognized with the prestigious 5-star Customer Service Award for commitment and excellence. You're sure to find your dream home at Lichty Homes. Let Lichty Homes build your manufactured or modular home from our many floor plans and options available to suit your needs. Come by Lichty Homes, where we build the home, you create the view.
In the beautiful showroom of Legends and Legacies, you'll discover the beauty and craftsmanship of custom, one-of-a-kind furniture and accessory pieces, ranging from handcrafted log furniture, quality Western decoratives, custom sofas and chairs, dining sets, and bedroom ensembles. You'll also find complimentary accessories such as rugs, lamps, Native American art, candles, pottery, and lush throws. Visit us today at Paramount Drive in Spearfish.
Gonna wash the dust off my soul. Gonna listen to some rock and roll. No cares.
You're only young once, unless you have a Subaru.
The Subaru XV Crosstrek. Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 34 mpg. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Stop in and see us at Courtesy Subaru or at courtesysubaru.com and check one out today.